Hello and welcome to City Cottage, and today we are going to be making some easy chicken liver patty, and this really is a simple recipe. It starts with, of course, making some breadcrumbs, and these are really important because they're going to absorb all the flavour of the pate. And you're going to need for this about 400 grams of chicken livers, about 150 grams of butter, a large roughly chopped onion, 2 to 3, depending on what you like, garlic cloves roughly chopped, and then part of the absolute wonder of this dish, some cream, 100 mils of double cream, and then as an extra preservative and flavour, and I promise not to drink any of it, about 75 mils of brandy. So we set off with a little oil in a pan, and then we add half of our butter. This has to be really mixed well together with the oil, and when we've done that, we then add our onions and our garlic on a very, very low heat. It's really important not to brown any of the onions or the garlic. We don't want this caramelizing. It's important also, of course, not to burn the butter. That's what the oil is for, to help the butter take on all of the heat. And even on a low light, you end up with a bubbling, oniony, garlicky, buttery wonder, to which we're going to add our chicken livers. Now, do not be tempted to up the heat. The chicken livers are going to be cooked slowly but thoroughly. And notice I'm not using any of the blood for this particular one. Sometimes I do, most of the time I don't, because there's rather a lot of liquid in here as it is. And I want to cook these chicken livers so that they are cooked all the way through. I don't want any uncooked parts of it, or even any pinky parts. That's my personal preference. If you prefer yours pink in the middle, then that's completely up to you. But I want these to last a long time. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and you'll notice that the fat in there is actually going to be the preservative for our chicken livers. When we've got our chicken livers pretty much cooked through, we're going to add our cream, and then that has to be incorporated. The cream must be incorporated completely with the gorgeous now oniony, garlicky, buttery wonder that's in that pan. So give it a really good stir and make sure that everything's all brought together really well, keeping the temperatures low. When I say it's low, it's pretty hot obviously. And then of course our brandy. This not only helps with the preservation, it also helps with the luxuriousness of the flavour, and it really does it makes it that little bit extra special. You could serve that right now as chicken livers, but here we go, we're going to add our breadcrumbs, and the breadcrumbs are going to absorb all of those flavours that have essentially dissolved in the fat. That's why, one of the reasons why there's so much fat in there. But of course fat preserves too, and these are going to last a good week in the fridge when we've done our last stage. So mixing in the breadcrumbs, and we have what looks like a grey sort of mix match there, but it will soon be turned into the most wonderfully rough and kind of peasant like pate. Back it goes into the blender, and then it's going to be blitzed literally for about 20 to 30 seconds. It doesn't take a great deal to blitz this into a lovely pate paste. Having done that, I have some sterilized remekins into which the mixture is going to be spooned, and the idea here is to get rid of as many air bubbles, so press down strongly so that all of the air bubbles are pushed out. That way there's less chance of any bacteria forming inside. Don't forget, this is piping hot, it's well over 100 degrees, and the idea of course is that you seal it with more fat. That's what's going to preserve the thing. So it's all pushed in, and the rest of the butter has been melting in this jug of stood in some hot water, and that creates a seal on the top. It's one of the methods of using fat to preserve meat, and in this case offal. It's gorgeous. Give it a try. Well, thanks so much for watching and listening. Go to www.citycottage.co.uk for more stuff, and we hope you really enjoy your pate.